got to get your reaction to this judge overturning the Secretary of Defense saying, no plea deal for these guys.
I mean, it's unfathomable that we're sitting here and I'm finding out from the media, I'm finding out from reporters like yourselves, why is it that we've been kept shrouded in secrecy here? And everything about this case, everything about 9/11 is shrouded in secrecy. We are the individuals that are the most affected. You would think that we would be consulted, our opinions would be asked. You would think that we would have a part in this. At the end of the day, we are the very reason that we're even sitting here talking about this. And I think the point here is that not all the facts are out. NewsNation was one of the first to report on the fact that we have video evidence of Saudi intelligence agents casing the United States Capitol. The best way to information is through a public trial. We've had success in federal court in Manhattan. We've built a tremendous case against the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. All the documents and all the evidence points to what the kingdom did. We think that we could have that same effect if we were to have a trial in this case. So the plea deal should never happen so the plea deal should never have happened hard stop.
Right.
Second of all, let's put the focus back on where the evidence points to. Let's address the elephant in the room, and that is what did Saudi Arabia do, and why is our government still protecting them?
Well, they're obviously, without a trial, none of those issues will be explored. The problem in all of this is that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was waterboarded several times, according to some reports, hundreds of times, or 183 times, and that the prosecutors say they can't introduce any of his confessions because they were gotten when he was being tortured. Our justice laws don't allow that. So prosecutors are arguing we can't win a conviction if we don't get to admit this evidence, and we can't get this evidence in because we got it by torturing these guys.
It is a mess. I will agree on that, but I don't think the answer is cutting a plea deal and shutting the 9/11 families out. Look, it's not our fault that the CIA chose to torture these people. It's not our fault that we're in this position. We're being re-victimized over and over again, especially by the lack of respect that the federal government gives to us. Our federal government had video evidence of Saudi Arabia doing a 9/11. We didn't even get it from the federal government. We got it from British intelligence. So it's just, this is the common theme here, is that there's no longer any respect for the 9/11 community. We want to be consulted. We want to be a part of it. This is why we're very hopeful that President Trump is back in office, because I don't think his administration would have handled it this way. We met with President Trump on 9/11. He took time out of his campaign to come to a New York City firehouse, and he understood the evidence against the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He also understands that Saudi Arabia, it was the old regime. It was the regime that's trying to take the current regime out of power. So we think that there's a way forward. We hope President Trump will intervene here. We hope that he's going to put an end to this 25-year national tragedy and nightmare for us.
Well, I was going to say, I'm glad you have optimism that President-elect Trump will do something, but as you recall, his very first trip overseas in his first administration was to Saudi Arabia. He's got pretty cozy ties with Saudi Arabia right now. Doesn't that mean chances are going to be slimmer, that there will be a messy trial that could expose evidence that Saudi Arabia was complicit or at least aware of what these terrorists were plotting?
I mean, that's a really good point, and that's a really good question, and something that we do struggle with. But you have to keep in mind that the people or the elements within the Saudi government that existed 23 years ago have nothing to do with the current regime. President Trump, President-elect Trump, is very cozy and has relationships with MBS and that regime. It was the old Wahhabi form of government. It was the people that were in power that the current regime is trying to get rid of. If you recall, MBS locked up a bunch of people in a Ritz-Carlton hotel.
Ritz-Carlton for many weeks. Some of them were not entirely guilty of anything. His hands are not clean either.
It's not, and I'm not sitting here defending MBS, but what I am trying to say is I'm trying to draw a distinction between the elements within the Saudi government that did 9/11 and what's currently happening in Saudi Arabia today. Brett, there is a true effort to bring that society, to a more Western type society.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.